2021 meeting to order. First off, approve the July 26th meeting minutes. Have you have a chance to review those?
Motion to approve the minutes from July 26th.
Second.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Yes. Approve the August 2nd special meeting minutes.
I also approve those.
Second.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Yes. July financials, everybody have a chance to review those?
I make a motion to accept the July financials. Second.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Yes. Lad, come on up. Get you out of here, Cole.
Thank you. I know you want to get rid of me.
I know, right?
So, Commission, I want to thank you for having me here. I'm here for a specific agenda. I have an ask for you. I was at the Underwood City Commission last week for the same ask, and that is this. You've heard there's an announcement been made at Coal Creek Station now. And one of the things that would help our communities going forward is those of us that are public officials exercise a lot of leadership. Since the Coal Creek stuff started in January of 2020, rumors have caused people to quit jobs, move out of the area. We've lost some at the courthouse because husbands quit, this and that. Throughout the process of doing this, and it's understandable to some respect, but I would go to meetings with Rainbow Energy since October, and I would come out of those and I'd have texts from coal miners that heard the deal was done, and I just got done with the meeting. You know, no, it's not done. When Biden got elected, everybody figured it was going to end the deal, and people were selling houses and doing stuff. That isn't going to change. So I want to brief you guys a little bit on what's coming. In general terms, based on what's been made public primarily, is we're going to have a number of construction projects in the next few years. There's going to be hundreds and thousands of construction workers in our area. They're going to be building things out at Coal Creek Station. They have a business plan that involves numerous new businesses out there and ways of using energy that what they said is a different level. What Rainbow has said publicly is we're going to take coal to a different level. Part of that is going to be a renewable component that's going to offset some of the losses when the weather is moderate. And that's going to lead the county to doing what we have promised the governor's office to do, and that is we're going to change our zoning ordinances that we put in place last year on Coal Creek to facilitate some renewable energy. Those are going to probably be one of the first things. I'm already working on it. I have a collection of wind companies and their lawyers helping me with language that will work for their industry. I'm working with Rainbow Energy. I'm working with different things to come up with policy that's going to work for that to fit in. And the reason I wanted to talk to you guys is one of the big components at Coal Creek Station going forward is carbon capture. And nobody has ever put carbon capture on a plant that size. And Rainbow has publicly said they are going to come in on the front end with $1.5 billion and get carbon capture running. Right away, the people that do not want this to succeed, and there is a number of them out there, have been impugning this as a completely waste of time, that the communities aren't going to benefit from this, and they've set forth a media narrative already. And if you read sources in the media, particularly the Bismarck Tribune, the Scott Hennon Show, Mike Billy at the Forum, everything is just a waste of money and time. But there is some incentives to doing carbon capture, but they only come into play for the company if this works. They only get it if they actually collect tons of carbon and put it in the ground. So they're putting a lot of money at risk based on the theoretical physics. And one of the reasons that they say this is going to fail is there has been failed carbon capture projects in the development of that technology. One in particular that always gets cited is out of Texas called Petra Nova, which was a U.S. government-funded plant. And which means they had to do quarterly physics reports to the Department of Energy, which I've read all. And the problems Petra Nova had was they sequestered the carbon and shot it into the oil fields to do enhanced oil recovery. And when the oil market crashed with the pandemic, they had no place for the carbon, because nobody wanted to pump oil, and it shut down the carbon capture plant. So that was hailed by the environmental groups as, see, this is all a waste of money. We're gonna shoot the carbon down 9,200 feet into the pore space, and if you saw the press releases and stuff last year and the briefings to the county commission, we have the best pore space of anywhere in the world, down 9,200 feet. With this carbon, we can put it down there for decades, centuries, without causing any problem. The other problem Petra Nova had is, to run carbon capture, you need a gas component for the chemistry of it, and they used an old gas turbine to operate it, and they had all sorts of mechanical problems trying to keep that thing going. And it wasn't necessarily the carbon capture technology was there. But third is the iterations on carbon capture are already 2 generations past Petra Nova's. Rainbow's not coming in here with stuff that's already proven to be a problem. They're coming in with the new iterations. There's going to potentially be some issues to work out. But what could happen is you could see the county on one track going to facilitate the renewable energy component of the new Coal Creek Station operation, get the zoning in place that will facilitate that. On the other track, you could see all sorts of negativity about the coal part and think, well, maybe we're just getting played and they're just getting on the power lines now and we're not going to get. Well, I want the communities to have leadership that says, no, use patient, it's more complex. One thing you're going to see in the county zoning ordinances when we propose them is a long-term protection of all the lignite deposits, because Rainbow wants me to do that. They need lignite deposits for their business plans past 2045, which was the original shutdown date of Coal Creek Station. Their plans are to go decades after that out there with the factories they're going to build. And so you're going to see us, where I'm at now in the negotiations with the wind industry and others is that you're going to see the county saying that zoning on top of mineable lignite deposits is an area that is sensitive for us, that we may deny zoning because you can't coal mine underneath wind turbines. And you can't expect North American to move $1.5 billion worth of wind turbines out of the way to get at the coal. So we're going to have to use some zoning powers to make sure these things fit together. And so when people say, well, they're zoning to get renewable energy in, yeah, as long as it doesn't interfere with the long-term plans of our coal operation, we'll look at those options, right? So when you're at Cenex, you're reached out to because you're city commissioners, rumors start going based on what somebody heard on Facebook, which to me is killing the world, is Facebook crap. But just remember, this is a complex operation. It'll be unfolded over time. It'll be good for our communities right now. And I'm here to answer any questions about it. I don't really want to get into detail, but I would really be helpful if people just were calm and looked at the bigger picture here, right? We've made obligations to let go of the end of that power line and get things moving. I know what the business plan is, and it's just going to come in at different times.
You think the county will relax the moratorium on windmills?
Yeah.
Because it's got to go through 2 committees,
Yep.
planning and zoning, and then the regular one.
Yep. I will be bringing to the planning and zoning some proposed new rules. My goal is to have the language pretty much tied up. Like, in other words, if I just said, we're going to planning and zoning and we're going to start cold with some language, the wind industry would bring in their people, coal guys would bring in their people, whatever. My job is I'm working with those people now to come up with language that I can propose that has taken the initial concerns away. Like, okay, this is language we need to do business, and hopefully I can propose stuff that isn't controversial. That there's one area that it might be controversial right now, but I've eliminated one area too. So when I come in there, I've what I'll call vetted the language through the industry and protections. We are sensitive about being close to the river. We have another industry in this area, recreation. Right? I want power lines bored under the river, not 3 new sets of power lines in different places coming across that river, that DC line. So I've been very clear with the companies when they met with me, and I've got another meeting on Wednesday morning with one of the big companies. When you get close to the river, be careful. Lakeshore, be careful.
Okay, the windmills that you're talking about, them putting up, do they have locations where they're going to put it up already, or?
No. There'll be probably wind West River. There's been a constant barrage of trying to lease land in McLean County for the last year. Most landowners between south of the lake, all the way out south of Turtle Lake, north of Wilton, have all been offered leases. There's been 4 of them signed that I'm aware of and filed, but most of them haven't. And Dave and I got together, Lindell, and said we've advised all of the landowners of the same message. You don't need to sign anything right now. Until your business partner gets in place out at Coal Creek Station, which is Rainbow Energy now, we can publicly say, you need to develop a business relationship with Rainbow Energy. And once they say, yes, we're behind this renewable project, then we're gonna look at it as a planning and zoning issue. But we're probably gonna need to have a backing of Rainbow to get on the south side of the lake. North side of the lake is a little different, right? Because that doesn't affect the DC line or the coal mining, right? We're not gonna, we're gonna have to look at that differently. But there's no transmission left up there. It would cost them hundreds of millions to hook up to a grid from the north side of the lake. So I don't think we're gonna see a lot of proposals from up there. Possibly an expansion of the existing wind farm right north of Max would be the only thing I could think of. But I would be surprised if you got west of Garrison and stuff, that they would be able to find transmission.
Okay, now there's another thing that shot up here, I think last week or the week before. There is a lawsuit by some outfit out of Minnesota that's suing for the DC line crossing into Minnesota as some sort of lawsuit they're bringing against the line, and Nexus, who's buying the line, or part of Rainbow, saying that that line is not legal to be swapped or something like that. Have you heard anything about that?
I know all about it, and it's not a lawsuit, it's an administrative process. At the Minnesota, their version of the Public Service Commission is the Public Utilities Commission. It's the same thing. And there has to be a title transfer to the DC line approved by Minnesota Public Utilities Commission. And that comment period on the transfer of that ownership ends on August 11th, 2 days from now. They've extended that at the request of the Sierra Club for an additional 10 days of comment. Sierra Club wanted it indefinite. They're objecting to the transfer of the power line to Nexus, right? But the law is that if to operate a power line in Minnesota, you have to demonstrate to the Public Utilities Commission that you are a qualified operator. Okay.
And they're not really qualified to operate it, are they?
Yes, because this new LLC has hired the same 12 GRE employees that have been running it forever, and they are going to continue to be GRE employees running the power line. That Rainbow is paying GRE to keep those employees in place. So anybody that wants to question whether the staff that's running the power line is qualified, they just have to look at the last 40 years of history of no problem
But
running.
I don't think that was the issue with the lawsuit. I think the issue with the lawsuit was that since this new company is buying the line along with Rainbow, they don't have the expertise to run the line as per se, other than with the GRE employees. I think that's what I read what the lawsuit was about.
It's not a lawsuit. Okay, it's an administrative process, and it's all nonsense. That's the
Okay.
kind of stuff that's flying around Facebook. That administrative process is what, the governors are talking on this issue. There'll be people bringing up stuff like that, like these people aren't qualified to do it. You saw when Rainbow announced the attacks that Rainbow's never run a power plant. That's not true. They have generation in Guatemala, they have generation in Mexico, they have 28 different companies, they have gas plants, they own wind farms. There's all sorts of expertise at Rainbow to run an operation out there. Most of the people running the key components out of Coal Creek Station are going to be the ones that are running it now.
Except the ones that were offered retirement.
Well,
Right.
there's some that are gonna tread out there, but I've been impressed since October about the intelligence of the guys that are running Rainbow. I mean, these guys are smart people, and they're very energy knowledgeable. So they're not gonna do anything, they won't do anything that's stupid. I mean, they
Right.
are smart.
I know that.
But there's gonna be forces out there to try to impugn them constantly. That this is not gonna work, that they don't know what they're doing, Facebook this, Facebook that. We need our people in our communities to be calm. They're gonna be fine.
You talked about these wells for carbon capture, and you go down 9,200 feet, and that's going to disperse out through the rock formation. What does this now mean for the landowners in the area?
That's based on pore space law, and who, you know, some of that's reclaimed land now, and the mineral, how that gets compensated out is part of North Dakota's pore space law.
Okay, so basically, whoever has the mineral rights
Yeah.
to some extent, or is it going to be like when they did the lake, that you get off and we're just going to condemn it and call it good?
It'll be settled by North Dakota pore space has special status. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work.
Well, that's what people are wondering, how is this going to work? How is it going to benefit the county?
Yeah, that was actually a legislative issue to address, and they did, so it's not in the county so much, but the landowners themselves, how they get packaged.
Right. Because the landowners already have 2 contracts sitting there waiting to be signed for wind towers. So there's Xtel, that I know some of them are, and one's a Ladybug deal out of Minnesota, but, yeah, they're heavy. They're even trying to go into the coal mine reclamation land to put up wind towers, to buy leases. So, I know that.
I've been meeting with them for a year and a half, and I know they all have a lot of will.
A lot of will.
The whole grids are out of transmission, so this is like the spot,
Yeah.
you know.
Because I've been talking to them for over 2 years about bringing in wind towers. So,
So are they gonna use part of the power then to run this, carbon capture then,
Yes,
coming off the plant?
yes.
That's why they're gonna have a reduced megawatt output on the plant then, correct?
That's one of the businesses. The other business is the data center that'll be out there, and that construction will probably be one of the first things that's under construction, and that has a big draw off the plant too.
okay.
The other thing that you'll see is the DC line gets all of the press, the transmission system, but there's an AC system that was underutilized by the former owners that is getting beefed up now, and it's got contracts to sell power through the AC system. So both transmission systems now are gonna be managed a little different. So it's just a lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
A lot
I
of
know, I
complexity.
know. I used to work out there, so.
Do you have anything else? It was very informative, yeah. I'm glad you came and told us all this. It's good to know. Absolutely.
Well, it'll unfold over time. We can just keep the rudder on the rhetoric from the, you know, I think if the world could shut off Facebook, we'd have a better world.
I agree. Thank you. Lad.
Thanks, Lad.
Okay, we have a local permit, River Botes. I don't know, I don't think it's really completely filled out, this application. I mean, it doesn't, it basically just says, you know, there's a board, win $50, if you match your numbers, purchase a ticket for $20. It doesn't say what the total payout's gonna be, it doesn't say anything like that.
And I think that's weekly, isn't it, that they're doing? You wouldn't do it once at the end of the year. I would think that would be a weekly deal.
They did it weekly last time. I went back and looked at their 2019 application that they submitted, and they had a rough estimate of how many tickets they would sell, so I sent that back to the lady that submitted this, and I haven't heard anything back from her, if we could get something like that, or if they had an estimated number of tickets that they were going to sell. But it was, yeah, a weekly Monday night drawing, so the first week, there's always 2 games, so there'd be 2 drawings that.
I just have a hard time, you know, approving stuff that isn't completely filled out the way it's supposed to be.
Who's it for?
River Days Committee for their football.
When does that start though?
On there.
I can't find it there. I'm trying to find it.
Well, the
It's-
first night of football is September 9th.
Oh, September.
September 9th? Well, so
Yeah.
there's plenty of time before this,
This
they
is
could.
Well-
Let's see.
But they'd like to sell stuff. I get
Maybe
it.
I wanna get them sold, I'm sure.
If it's incomplete, I would say, yeah,
I would like
reject it
to,
or table it till next meeting.
I would like to see it complete, you know, I think that's,
With the numbers,
yeah,
the totals,
yeah.
would be nice.
You know, I'm all for it, but I think, you know, we ask everybody else to make sure it's complete, so.
Well, you're kinda, so to speak, leaving an open check blank here.
Kind of.
And our next meeting is
26th.
26th.
26.
So I make a motion, we table this until next time.
I'll second that. Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Mark is not here. We've got the updated tree ordinance. Everybody have a chance to read through that? My only concern with that is, you know, there's a section in here that says, the city shall have control of all street trees, shrubs, and other plantings now or hereafter in any street, park, right-of-way, easement, blah, 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 within the city limits, and shall have the power to plant, care for, maintain, remove, or replace trees, shrubs, and other plantings. And then further down, it says, every owner of any tree overhanging any street or right-of-way within the city shall prune the branches so that such branches will not obstruct the light of any street lamp or obstruct the view of any street or right-of-way. The thing is, who actually owns the trees on the boulevard? It doesn't actually clearly state that in here. The people plant their own trees on the boulevard, I think, you know, they should be responsible for them. But it doesn't really state in there, you know, who actually owns what and who's responsible for a lot of this, so. Has everybody read this or not?
It's clear as mud.
I guess I would like to, just kind of put this on hold so we have a chance to read through it a little bit more. And,
Table it.
you know,
I agree.
Do we wanna, you know, have it a little bit more that the trees outside the person's house, we want them to take care of them, even if they're in the boulevard type deal?
well, that's
No.
kind of what it is now.
Well, right, but
so,
that's what I'm, the discussion I'm
Right.
asking about.
Right. Well, I would think so, since people can plant the trees they want, you know, they
Right.
plant them, so they should actually be responsible for them. That's the only thing I saw in here, otherwise, I think it looks good.
Cause it's like moving snow, it's house owner's responsibility to clear the snow from the sidewalk.
Right.
And basically, I'd like to see that writing similar to the trees that way too. It's their
Yeah.
responsibility to do that.
The sidewalk is on
No, but you're
city
right.
property.
Right, exactly.
Or right away, but yeah, they're responsible for it, exactly.
That's why I'd like to see the trees or this ordinance set up as, it's their responsibility.
I think this is a good start, so, but, yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll motion we table this.
Okay, I'll second that.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. 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 We have the 2020 budget. So,
I don't know why that's part of that, is how it gets updated on the new ordinance, I have to fix it, just scroll across that.
something, no? So going through it, there were a couple of things, you know, it looked like almost all of the things that we had changed at our last meeting were in there. There were a couple that you missed, I think. Under the 201 highway distribution expenses. Let's see, you know, we were gonna take the operation and maintenance supplies, we were gonna take that 3,500 out of there and take that to zero to make it, you know, come out closer. So that would be, you know, real close to 107 rather than at 110. You see where that is, Chelsea?
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought we changed that at our last meeting.
we did.
It's just not in the
Yeah.
paper.
It just got missed, not a big deal. And then, okay, then under water, under revenue, kind of towards the back end there. Let me know when you're there, page 1 of 3. See it? That, on the bottom, it says, non-revenue sources transfer in 10,000. Not sure where that came from.
Because that's the 10,000 that you guys want to start setting aside for membranes.
I thought at that other meeting, we agreed to put like 30,000 aside each year,
That's what I.
rather than 10,000.
But I didn't know where would I put it, where would I take it out of general, I thought, and put it somewhere,
Yeah.
but I don't know where that's at.
Okay, you're gonna increase that a lot then, if we're taking 30 out of general.
I thought that's what we discussed.
Because you said you were gonna make a separate,
But that would be an expense, though, not a income, though.
Right.
It's an expense out of the general, and it goes as a transfer in into our water fund to sit in an account as revenue, technically to show in there that, and it's gonna be set aside for a different account. Just like the fire department,
Right.
their 10,000 is in there as an expense, I'll cut the check to the fire department, they put it in the account they wanted to and let that account grow.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought we were gonna take it out of the water account and put it in a fund for that. You know, that's what I was thinking originally, I guess.
Well, when I guess I went and talked to the county on how you do these setting aside for, and that's how
Okay.
I was told to do it, so then it has a transfer in coming in, but I guess I don't, otherwise I can show it, I guess, as an I don't know where to put it, it's gonna be a transfer into the general then. Coming out as a water expense going into a general account, but if it's gonna go towards the water, then it's gonna be sitting in the water account as revenue to be expensed out as the water, as a revenue, or as an expense.
But that's only 10,000 though.
Well,
Because wherever we took that water for the membranes, the money out, I'd like to replace that, wherever that was, basically. And I thought we took the money out of the general to pay for the membranes.
We didn't take it out general, wasn't it the water plant improvement fund or something?
Maybe that's what it was.
right,
But can we take the money here and put it in the water improvement fund?
out of the water
I-
fund, you mean?
Well, I don't know if we need to go out of the water fund or the general fund.
Well, I think if we go out of the general fund, we're gonna have to raise our mills more then. And I really don't wanna do that, you know?
I'll be
You
able
do
to
have
take it out
to
of the
put
water
money
fund.
aside for future time.
I know, but that's why I think it should come out of the water fund.
And we got enough money in the water fund to do that then, right?
Do we? Well, I think we do, it's just,
Well, I just want it so that we don't
There's like
spend the money.
200,000 some in there,
what's that?
there's like 200 something in the water
Yeah,
fund.
yeah.
I
You have
just
the
don't want
financials all in front of you.
to lose
Right.
or
Right.
not have that money when we need it.
Okay, this coming year then, if we take it out of the water fund, where will we take it out the following year then? We're gonna take it out of the water fund again?
We make money on water.
Okay, so is the water gonna go up that 30,000 we take out this year? For next year?
No, but you have to realize that, you know, we're looking at selling water to Blue Flint, which is gonna make us even more money.
Right.
So, and actually, the more rural water we sell, the more we actually get back,
Okay.
you know, from other entities, like, you know, McLean Sheridan, because they pay like 10% of, right now, they pay 10% of our improvements, so they pay 10% of the membranes. And as more water goes out, well, they're gonna have their percentage to also pay, you know, for stuff like that.
Okay, so we take the 30,000 out of the water fund and put it into this separate account. Is it an expense coming out of the water fund to go into this other one? Would that be an income then?
Could be an expense. Can we do that? I mean, can we take it out of there and put it in another fund? I don't know why not, but,
Yeah, show it as revenue somewhere else.
Because it would show
well, it
your
would be an expense.
expense on the water, but revenue for the improvement. I don't know how, you know.
Is that legal what we're doing?
Right.
Chelsea?
I'm not sure what you're asking. Thing is, the water is its own fund, right?
So you wanna transfer it out of the water account and put it
Can
where?
well, let me ask this, do we even need to take it out of the water account?
Well, I don't wanna take it out of the general.
No. But what I'm saying is, we've got that water fund already, $200,000. It's there, what are we using that for? Something goes bad, we fix it, whatever.
Water breaks.
Well, let's just keep
Stuff like
that in
that.
there and just keep building it, you know?
So-
I mean, the money's there, it's just whether it's from this account or this account, the money's still there, as long as, my big concern is that when we're gone, the next 8 years down the road, that they're not robbing from this account because, oh, look at this money we got, not factoring in that in 10 years, we gotta replace membranes.
Well, that's why you put it in like, you know, a water treatment plant improvement account. It can only be used for that, it can't be used, like replace water mains or anything like that. you
So
know.
if we've got that account already,
Yeah, we just gotta figure out how to refill that account.
can we just basically do a transfer, you know, once a year, take, say, 30,000 out of the water fund and just transfer it over
We
to
can,
improvement?
If there's money in there over after the year, end of the year, if, for what we budgeted, we can move it over into that.
you can only do like a certain percent, like 10%, right? Or, it's a certain amount, you can't move over like $200,000. You can only move like a certain percent out of that fund to
Right.
another fund. And I don't know what the figure is on that offhand, I used to know. I think it's only like 5 or 10%. 'cause I know years past, I looked that up, and it was, like, if you're short somewhere, you could, like, take so much out of the sewer account and transfer it. But it's not a lot of money. I think it might only be 5%. I'd have to look that up, but that's ruled by state law.
But we need to have something other than where it is now. Because if you don't plan for the future, when the future gets here,
Right.
there won't be any money there. And then we'll be $300,000 we don't have for membranes.
Right, well, right, no, exactly. But it would be expense would be I don't know if it'd be an expense or a transfer out under the expenditures. Excuse me, dang it.
Could we collect interest on that money sitting in that separate account then, or not?
Oh, that's so low, for right now, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, okay, but,
You know, it's minuscule, that. It's
Okay.
more important to have the money, like when we did it this year, it was so nice that the money was there. It was just write the check and it was done. I don't wanna fall or get behind.
So, the thing is, it's a budget, you know, and this is a budget. It doesn't mean, you know, I mean, that's our plan. You know, it'd only be 25,000, it all depends on where we're sitting, you know. It's a budget,
but we're not increasing the mills by taking the money out of the water fund.
If we take, yeah, right, exactly, if we take out of the general fund, then we're gonna have to
it's
increase
raising
mills
it
to
up.
make up
Okay.
for it.
Okay, understood.
Does that make sense, Chelsea?
Yeah, it does to me.
Okay, so we're taking this transfer in, that's gonna go away, on the bottom there, it says transfer in $10,000, that goes away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody good with that? And then in the expenses, it's gonna be a transfer out to, what is it, Water Treatment Plant Improvement Fund, whatever fund that is?
Out of the water fund.
Out
Out of the
of the water,
water
out of
fund.
601.
Yep, then
Yeah.
into that deal.
And like I said, this is a budget, you know.
How much?
What do you guys think, 25? It's a good start.
Yeah, because we don't know the price anyway, it's 10 years down the road.
Well, not only that, but like I said, we can only do so much.
Right.
You can only do a certain percentage. So, like I said, it's budget, so, okay.
Good with that.
Then I had one more, and that was, under the sewer, 602, the, expenditure. I see that 20,000 is still in there for the water repairs and maintenance. That extra 20,000, so it actually, it's 169,896, not the 189,896. I mean, that's all I found. In looking through this. Anybody else find anything, or? Okay. We've also had a request from the park board for $25,000. If we put that in there, we're gonna have to raise our mills another 5 mills.
Did they say what it's for?
I haven't seen the actual request.
Is it just for their savings, or is it for
It's,
a project,
they
or?
wanna
See what it
replace a
says.
roof.
For the roof on the pool, I'm assuming?
It's in need of a new roof in addition to other improvements that have been done this summer, and we are looking at extending the roof to cover the bathrooms to protect the plumbing work that has been done. The Parks Department needs another truck and something that has the capacity to carry and dump loads. Your contribution would assist the Parks and Rec Department in meeting these needs. So,
What was that last statement? I didn't quite catch that.
your contribution would assist the Parks and Rec Department in meeting these needs.
Okay, do you know how much the Legion has just given them? It was quite a bit, right? Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. You know, I really think they need to live within their means. You know, there hasn't been a whole roof on that pool forever. I think I saw some of their minutes, or whatever it was from before, and they plan on, they said $70,000 to replace that roof. I'm, in my opinion, no. I think, you know, they need to live within their means. If they absolutely are in a bind and need money, they can come and ask us. And we'll see if we have a place to get it from. But, you know, there's a difference between needs and wants.
Yeah, I have not seen any estimates for the roof or anything, and that would be nice to know.
Right.
You know, I can see a dump trailer or something like that, you know. But,
Well, no, but, yeah.
yeah, you know, I can see some of that stuff. Roof, that sounds a little high, so I'd like to see that for sure.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion that we deny their request for $25,000.
I'll second it.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that takes it out of the budget is what it does. As we talked the last meeting, the special meeting, we were looking at 56 mills, which would give us $270,000.
We have to go into the general and add $10,000 on somewhere because that transfer out of the general is gonna come out of there
Oh,
from these water membranes, so we can increase an expense somewhere for $10,000 to keep this within roughly the 56 mills at $270,000.
I would say put it in streets. Street
Street
repair.
maintenance.
Street repair and maintenance. Where would that be?
That would give us enough money to buy a new tarring machine.
More
Where's that
tar.
at? You know where that's at, Chelsea? Is it on,
It's on page 3 of 4 in the middle, 4310, streets and highways repair and maintenance.
let's see. Oh, okay, so we take that up to 40 then? Instead of 30, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we can use that if we have a water main break too, just to repair the street.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because I don't know what this dry weather's gonna do to the mains.
It's gonna
Yeah.
shut the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does everybody think on that, 56 mils then? That deficiency, Chelsea, what did you come up with on that? Was that, did we have, what, 67, or what did we have on that?
I think I left it at 5,000.
Left it at 5,000?
Yeah.
Okay, which is probably fine.
Yeah, 5,000.
Okay. So, everybody good with the 56 mils then for us, and then 4 and 4, and then the 5,000 deficiency? Okay,
I'm good with it.
Make a motion on that? And this is preliminary budget, you know,
You did or you need me to?
I need somebody's to.
I make a motion that we, go with the budget as is for 56 mills, plus, yeah, 56, right, yeah.
For the city itself.
For the city
and then-
itself,
Yep. Okay,
I'll second it.
further discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, like I said, it's preliminary, it's destined to change. So, we need a, we need to set a public hearing date. Do you have any dates in mind?
It has to be after September 7th and before October 7th.
Okay, after September 7th, and before October 7th. So, we have a meeting on the 13th of September. Do we want to have that with the meeting? Last year, we didn't have anybody.
Before when, October when?
7th.
So the regular meeting is September 13th, so.
Yeah.
I would say then,
We're having 2 meetings that month?
one.
One, okay, we're back to one at that time, okay.
In September here, back
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
I'll be gone on the 13th. I'll be out of state.
Do you want to be here for this or not?
I'd like to be, but it's just one of those things. I got a trip planned.
Okay.
Well, when are you leaving on your trip?
Well, I could leave Monday night too, for that matter. I have to be back by Saturday though. Yeah, I'll be there for that Monday meeting. I'll leave after our meeting. I can do that.
That's okay?
Yeah. I'll just have to drive all night.
We'll just have to make it short and sweet.
Well, like I said, last year, nobody showed up, so.
So if we don't have too much heavy stuff.
I gotta be back by the 18th anyways.
Okay, so I will motion that our budget public hearing will be on September 13th.
Do you wanna do that
Right-
at 6 o'clock?
Right before, no, it'll be at 6:30, right
6:30
before our
is fine,
regular,
6:30
Okay,
is
I was
right
just
before our
saying-
regular meeting.
I'll leave after,
Oh, right
I'll leave
before,
after the
okay.
meeting.
Or we could do it at 6 too, if you wanted.
Oh, 6:30 is fine.
That would, give you a little bit more time too.
I can leave after the meeting.
Well, the thing is, if nobody's here, then we're gonna sit here for a half hour.
Right, exactly.
It'll be
So we'll do it
fine.
at 6:30 before.
Okay.
before
It'll be
our
fine.
meeting. Okay.
Well, you made a motion on that, do we actually need a motion?
Did I motion?
Huh?
You-
You made a motion, but do we follow through on that, or don't we
Oh,
need?
didn't
a
I?
motion?
You did.
Yeah,
Do we need to second it? I'll second it.
yeah.
There-
Oh, my
there- there
bad.
you go.
My bad, wow. I'm kidding, I just wanna get out of here, man. So, discussion? No, Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. My bad.
Holy.
Youngheimers.
What'd you say?
Youngheimers.
A2S update, drainage improvement survey project. Survey is complete, refining exhibits for 3 drainage options. Preliminary data suggests improving flow to the south. Expect report recommendation and estimate by next week. Street improvements, geothermal report complete. Majority of bores indicate thin gravel base 1 to 2 inches with thicker asphalt 5 to 7 inches. FEMA grant funding, working on requests for additional funding grant as always. Portfolios, Colin?
One thing I've got is, the airport, just finished their new fueling station
Oh,
for aircraft coming in, which is now open for business, so,
nice.
just, mention to anybody, aircraft coming in now can fuel in Washburn. So, should help bring in more business.
Did they ever, come and get the skid steer? Because we said they could use it for, half a day or whatever. Okay. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Mike?
The only thing I have, when I talked to the library board, they were wanting to make sure we wanna stay with the same theme and just spruce up the library, right? We didn't wanna change anything, just the way it looks, just paint and stuff is fine, right?
Well, I think it looks fine.
Okay, that's what they were wondering,
Mm.
so. And that.
But they hired a librarian, yeah.
They hired a librarian.
Who'd they hire?
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
Girl, do you know?
Girl, guy?
I don't know who it is.
Sharp? Sharp? Down by, next to, Darren Lester's. Candy Shoot?
Sharp.
Sharp.
There's Candy Sharp.
Candy Sharp, I think
Oh.
it is.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Done.
Okay.
New loaders here, yay. So we opened our tree site back up, back here, so, you got that out on Facebook and everything, Chelsea, so?
I've been telling people tomorrow afternoon yet still, just so they can clean it up a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you know, did they push the trees back yet, or?
We're gonna wait till tomorrow because it was raining this morning.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Question
rain.
for Adam. Have they ever set up a date for the gate?
It did,
It's already in.
Okay.
yep, it went in last week.
Oh, compound?
Yes.
Yep, I didn't know that, so that's why I was wondering.
When were they here, Wednesday?
I say, what morning did they call right away? Thursday morning. They were called right away and then they
Okay.
came down.
Yeah,
It looks nice, too.
Is it sliding or what?
Yeah.
sliding, yep.
And we
Let's
need to make
take care
sure
of it.
everybody opens it all the way up every time, so.
And not push it, to shovel it out if it's snowed in.
Right. So, also, I would like permission to write an ad and get it in the paper for demolishing the green building. Everybody okay with that? Okay. That's all I have. Chelsea?
I don't have anything.
You covered my stuff already.
Nothing? I'm talking to Rhonda. Also, that flatbed truck is done, they're gonna pick it up tomorrow. There was like some transmission problem, $2,000, I guess. Whatever, so, okay, other than that, next meeting, August 23rd, all right. Oh, we gotta pay bills, sorry. Do we have a chance to review the bills?
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second it?
Discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. That, meeting adjourned, thank you everyone for coming.